Hello, my name is Chase, and I have a few tips to assist you in the proper installation of the QCRO reverse osmosis system. Before you start, be sure the feed water meets the recommended operating limits and determine the best place to locate the unit. To prolong the life of the membrane, the water should be zero soft and free of iron and manganese. If the total dissolved solids are above 800 parts per million, a pump model RO must be installed. A pump-equipped model should also be used if the incoming water pressure is below 50 psi. Using appropriate anchors, mount the system to the wall or cabinet. Remove all temporary plugs. These are generally found at both ends of the polishing filter and the end of the drain line flow control. A self-piercing saddle valve, or T, must be installed to provide feed water to the RO system. A 1/4-inch supply line should be ran from the saddle valve to the manual shutoff valve on the inlet of the QCRO. If the unit is installed under a sink or where damage could occur due to a leak, be sure to install a leak detector with automatic water shutoff. The leak detector must be installed in the supply line. Note the flow direction markings on the top of the detector. Mount the leak detector on the floor of the cabinet, directly below the unit. Should even a slight amount of moisture contact the bottom of the detector, the water supply to the RO will be terminated. If the leak detector terminates the water supply, merely fix the leak and reload the detector with a new sensing pad that is stored inside the detector housing. Screw the right angle ball valve into the inlet fitting of the storage tank. Be sure the valve is in the open position. Using a low pressure tire gauge, you can check to make sure the air pressure in the storage tank is between 5 and 7 psi. Attach one end of a length of tubing to the T on the polishing filter and the other end to the ball valve just installed on the pressurized storage tank. Push another 1/4-inch diameter tube into the discharge of the drain line flow control. The other end of the drain line can be ran to a laundry tub, sump pump pit, or floor drain. If the system is installed under the kitchen sink, the drain should be attached to the saddle connector provided. The saddle should be installed above the P-trap. Using a 1/4-inch bit, drill a hole in the drain pipe. Attach the drain line to the saddle. Drill or locate a hole appropriate for mounting the faucet. Slide the decorator plate and rubber gasket over the faucet stem and place the faucet in the opening. On the underside of the counter, place a large washer and gripper ring over the stem and tighten the hex nut. Generally, the compression nut is discarded. Screw the push-in adapter to the faucet stem and insert the tubing into the adapter. The other end of the tubing attaches to the discharge end of the polishing filter. Now open the saddle valve and the system inlet valve. Open the RO faucet and wait until the water drips from the outlet. The first water that discharges from the faucet will likely be black or gray. This discoloration is merely fines from the carbon cartridge and will clear up when flushed. Close the ball valve on the storage tank. Wait a few minutes or until the water no longer drips from the faucet before checking for leaks. If there are no leaks, open the ball valve on the top of the storage tank. After several hours, the storage tank will be full. Again, check for leaks. Open the faucet and drain the system completely. This will flush the system. After flushing, shut the faucet. RO water will be available for use when the storage tank fills. Installation is now complete. The more RO water that is used, the better the water quality will be maintained. The storage tank should be completely drained at least once per week. Every 6 months, 3 pre-filters and 1 polishing filter should be replaced. If you wish to check the performance of the membrane, you can close the ball valve on the storage tank and check the quality of the water that drips directly from the membrane with the faucet open. Allow at least 1 quart of water to drip from the faucet before checking the quality. It is recommended that the pre-charge in the storage tank be checked annually. When the storage tank is completely empty, it should have between 5 and 7 pounds of air pressure.
I hope these few tips have helped you properly install your QCRO reverse osmosis system.